Hi everyone, I'm Audrey and this is the Lazy Arts channel. This video is a very special one, or at least it's an introduction to a very special series. This is the biggest, most scary, but at the same time exciting project that a sewist can have, which is making my wedding dress. Or rather wedding dresses. Yes, in plural, but more on that later. At this time, I already over making toiles and experimenting and buying fabric for my dress. In the first part of this series, I will talk about my main bridal gown. And today is actually the day where I finally start to sew the final version of it. I'm heading over to my boyfriend's mom's apartment just after recording this video. I don't have a separate room or space where I could sew this dress without my boyfriend seeing it, and also because of our two cats, there's constant cat hair and litter in the apartment. I would have to clean like obsessively if I wanted to have a clean space to cut out every fabric I need. Lucky for me, my boyfriend's mom lives very near, like 15 minutes away, and her apartment is big enough to lay out big chunks of fabric, and it's squeaky clean because she cleans so thoroughly, and she doesn't have any animals, and she's barely even there. So it's really the perfect space for me to take over my sewing machine and sew my dress there. Actually, a few weeks ago, my sister got me a little trolley bag that is especially for your sewing machine to transport it. It has like straps and padding and everything to protect your machine. So that was a really lucky find. So I asked her to get it, and now I will transport my sewing machine on the tram with that trolley bag and all the other supplies I need for this dress. I already have a dress form there, which is a new purchase for me. I found it secondhand, and it's not perfectly my size. It's quite old, so it has like that 50s woman shape, but all its measurements are smaller than mine, so I will be able to alter it later. I don't think I will need to alter it for the dress because I only really needed it for the skirt, so I can put it somewhere that is not like a hanger. And also maybe I will use it for the draping of the bodice, but that shouldn't require it to be the exact same size as myself. Sorry for the rambling. I have my notes here, so I will just take a look because I don't want this video to be like half an hour of rambling to you guys. I want to explain how this series will go down. I will only release these videos and the process after my wedding because I don't want any of my relatives, friends, or especially my boyfriend to see it, who is my biggest supporter on YouTube and watches my every video. So I will release it only after my wedding, but the journey will be real. Of course, all the recordings are real time, and there will be real time commentary, but some present commentary as well when I will edit it for sure. Just so you know, the series isn't like real time, but the journey is really real time and true. So I hope that it will help for many more sewists to make their dream come true and make their own bridal gowns. I just loved watching all those wedding dress content, and I searched like obsessively for them. I still watch everyone that I find, and I think that there's just not enough out there. I want to enlarge that pool and let other people have even more resources. So now I will start the tale of how I arrived here to actually deciding and starting to sew my own wedding dress. It all started when we decided that we will get married in 2025. And I was already sewing them, but I was only sewing for like 1 year. Even now it's like 2.5 years, I think. No, it's 2 years now. But I already thought that maybe I can have a chance to make my own dress. No, my family didn't really like the idea, especially my mom, because she thought that which is true. It's really hard to sew a wedding dress and to achieve the quality that you would expect from one that you rent out from a salon, which is the usual way here in Hungary. So first I made some inquiries for hiring a sewist to do my dress, a designer, but that would have been way more expensive than renting. So then I went on to have a wedding dress try on in this May, so 2024 May. And I had a pretty good idea of what I want, but I had two main ways of the style I liked. I had one that I already knew I liked from the time we went wedding dress shopping for my sister, and some designers had dresses that I really liked back then, which usually had open backs and butterfly sleeves, which I really like. But also, since I started sewing, and also my sister handed me down some bishop sleeve blouses that I just really love to wear. She has the best taste, I tell you. And I just became so in love with bishop sleeves. I sew them into almost every garment that I make since I'm sewing. And then there was this new style that I started to consider. So at the try-on, I really wanted to find a dress that I could try with a long bishop sleeve, which is very, very rare in Hungary. I already knew that I probably won't have a chance of finding the designs I like in a Hungarian vending salon because were quite contemporary. And in Hungary, we are like 1.5 year behind the international wedding trends. So I didn't really think I will have a chance at finding a dress I imagined. But luckily, in this shop, they had one dress with long bishop sleeves, and I could try that on. And anonymously, it was the best dress I tried that day. Also, I will talk about the style of the dress a little later. Now, I just want to lay out the timeline for you guys. So, after trying on the dresses, the lady in the shop really eased my mind, if you can call it that, about how I probably won't find any dress styles that I imagined in Hungarian wedding salons. So that's the time I really started to seriously consider making my own wedding dress. And before I could decide that, I wanted to make a few tries, like if I can achieve the silhouette for the skirt I imagined, or seeing if I can actually sew a bustier, which I wanted to incorporate into my design. And after those things actually worked out, most surprisingly, at the first try, I finally decided that I will really make this. And this was around the middle of summer after the May trial. So that's when I started to really look into fabrics and exactly what kind of style I want. Also, around that's the time I decided that I will make multiple dresses because making your own wedding dress is much, much cheaper than renting one. And I felt if I still have the budget and I have the desire to wear these beautiful dresses at this once in a lifetime occasion, then I wanted to make sure that I go all the way and do everything that I desire because there's money for it and hopefully there's time for it. So why not? So I arrived at a conclusion that I will make like a very dramatic wedding gown for the ceremony and photo shoot and dinner. And then I will make something that you could call a reception dress, I guess, for our first dance and to party in until midnight, where there's come a third dress because in Hungarian custom, they like kidnap the bride at that time and she comes back as the new young wife, and that usually encloses a dress change to traditionally a red dress, but I really don't like red and I don't like it on me, so it will probably be some muted burgundy or even pink dress. I don't know yet. But yeah, that's how the three dresses come together. From now on, I will talk about my bridal gown because that is the dress I'm most anxious about and what I'm starting today. So I will lead you through how I arrived at the design and how I decided the fabrics, the embellishments, and how I plan on constructing everything. So now let's get into that. So I will show probably some of my Pinterest boards at this point because I have many pins saved for different parts of the design I imagined. My proportions and my just general look is really not woman-like and like feminine. I basically look like a big 12-year-old child. So I wanted to make something that can make my proportions and my body look more feminine and like really dramatic and romantic, but a bit sexy at the same time. Our venue is like a rural cottage situation. It's out in the nature, and I wanted to dress to go with that theme. But just for the record, and to not be mistaken, I'm not choosing the style of my dress to our venue. I'm choosing this style of dress because we chose that venue, because we are like that venue. We are more whimsical than the classic elegant wedding. That's just the way we are. And that's why I was more drawn to romantic and flowy dresses instead the elegant, crisp gowns. But I have to mention that at the try-on, I had an amazingly constructed, like really clean wedding gown that I tried, and it just made my body look so good. It was amazingly constructed, and I loved it. But it was just wasn't me. It wasn't my style, even though it looked very well on me and it was an amazing reconstructed dress. So I was more prone to romantic, flowy gowns. And because of the feminine vibe, I knew I wanted to try to make a bustier corset for the top of the dress and to have like a really nice A-line skirt, which was really fitted at the waist and not going out like this, like you see on like traditional ball gowns, but go out like in a really nice line that accentuates the waist but doesn't come out really bulky right from the waist. So like a really classic A-line with lots of fabric at the feet. That's the direction I was searching some inspiration in. I looked at many diagrams like what kind of necklines and back lines you can have. I knew I wanted to have a bag that dives as deep as possible. With a corset, it can't be as deep because you need some space to lace up the corset, and it will only hold if it has proficient space for that. But that's enough for me. Also, another big question was like all the finishing, embellishments, and every other stuff on the bustier and on the skirt. I knew I didn't want something overly lacy. I love sparkling stuff, but I thought I will leave that for another dress from the three. And I knew from really early on that I didn't want a classic white dress. Even as a starting point, I didn't want to have the dress to have like strike white color. So and I saw that at my sister's wedding dress that it was really nice that it had a blush undertone because of the underskirts. So I was from the start planning to have a layering like that, like a blush beigey underlayering. And also, I really wanted to incorporate colorful, flowery embroidered lace. But my biggest problem with that, after many hours of research, is that it's really hard to come by in good quality. In Hungary, I had no chance, like literally no chance. I wanted to have like real flower imitating embroidered lace, you would only have like one color and it has a flowery design maybe. I knew I wanted to wear like a white flower field on my wedding dress. Yeah, I was searching on Etsy for a lot of time. But I came to the conclusion that even though I want to put the lace parts under a layer of tulle, it would be still maybe still too vibrant, and I couldn't really find anything that I liked that much. And then I let go of this idea for a bit because I thought I wouldn't find anything that I like and is in my price range. And I started to convince myself that it's okay. I can use white lace and maybe I can incorporate the flower embroidery into my second dress, which can be even more whimsical, which at the end I will do, but not because I use white lace for my dress, because after months of thinking, I think maybe in September, I found a designer, namely Rara Avis. God bless her, because she made dresses with dried plastic flowers. More exactly, she made corsets like that could be overlaid on the wedding dress designs, and also they were incorporated in some of the sleeves. That was like fate telling me that I still have a chance, and that is a solution to my problem. So these flowers were inserted into the corset, and this was just really like a smile of faith on me, because I finally found a solution that I could make affordably and achieve the exact look that I was going for, namely wearing a field of white flowers on my dress. So I was just so happy when I found this solution. So then I picked some flowers and pressed them to test if this really works. And I'm happy to say that it worked out. I don't know how it will work with the skirt exactly. I plan on using more like flower heads there and like standing flowers in the corset. But I still have time to meditate on that and try out a few things, because in the skirt I can sew in the embellishments anytime. So yeah, that, and also from a dress from Avis that they use this corset for, I took this kind of draped bust area and a draped shoulder part, which I really loved. Also, at the time, didn't really have an idea how the sleeve will be connected to the bustier. So I got really excited from this idea because I really loved the look. I thought it can give the illusion that my chest is a bit bigger than it really is. And also it gave a solution to how I will attach the sleeves to the rest of the dress. So I just felt so blessed when I found Rara Avis in this research. As a conclusion of this, I will show you the drawing of my final design for my wedding gown. For this drawing, I will use a silhouette I traced from Frieda Leopold's notebook. She's a YouTuber and she makes beautiful gowns. I actually took the skirt design from one of her videos, which I will link in the description. I just love the silhouette that is in her sketchbook, but I couldn't find anything like it on Pinterest or on Google. So I just said, okay, I will screenshot it, and I traced it over with Illustrator, and now I can use it as a base for my silhouettes, because it's, even though I'm an architect and I should be able to draw, maybe not people, but in general, I find it really hard to sketch out a design in a nice way with a nice woman silhouette. So this just makes my life so much easier, and I love the angle and like the artsy proportions of this drawing, because I enjoy it so much. I thought, why not give it to anyone who needs a sketch? I know for many sewers it's really hard to sketch out your designs and you really struggle with it. So in the description below, you can actually download this exact silhouette in a PDF, a PNG, and the Illustrator version as well, and do as you like with it. I hope it will help you out, guys, because yeah, I struggled so much with this. now, here is my final design. Thank you for watching this video until the very end. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And I will see you in the next part, where I will show you the experimenting and toile process of this gown, and I think also the underskirt can go into that video. So until next time, bye!